Many of the experiments that will deal with temperature use blue water to indicate cold water and red to indicate warm water, just as a visual effect. So we're going to talk about temperature again and how temperature affects lots of different things. And so I have taken some ice cubes, put blue food coloring in the ice cubes to make them visual so you can see them. And I just have a plain glass of water here, and I'm going to put my ice cubes in there. Now, I'm sure that you could probably make a hypothesis about whether the ice cubes were going to rise or sink or float. Obviously, that's a scientific hypothesis as well. But what we're going to look at today is what happens when the ice cubes begin to melt. Because obviously the ice cubes are not all going to melt at one time. They're going to slowly drop into or slowly melt into the water. Because the water is room temperature and the ice cubes obviously are colder. And what's going to happen is, I don't know whether you can already see or not, but the blue color is going to sink because the ice cubes are colder than the water temperature in the main part of the glass. And as a result, you should be able to see in just a few minutes how the blue is sinking into the water because the ice cubes have a different density. Many of you have talked about or have seen at home about how heat rises. The same principle is involved here. Like in your house in the summer, the cooler air is on the bottom and the heat rises. In the wintertime, obviously sometimes your warm air goes to the top. The same principle is involved here. I don't know whether you can see or not, but you can see that the blue is falling into the water at the bottom as opposed to staying at the top where you might think that those ice cubes would melt just on the top of the water. But that cold water is sinking to the bottom. Temperature.